Hi everyone, Gray Power 60 here. I was watching, let me get her name, Bumblebee, let me see. I wrote it down here. BubbleBeeCrafts. And she was doing some work on a collaboration. Hashtag Christmas Craft Off 24. I think it's hosted by Rach and Bella. And I was just watching a couple of the videos, and she was doing clusters, and I never thought of doing clusters this way, and I thought I would share it with you because I find this not quite so intimidating. So here's a couple that I've made, and basically what you're doing is cutting strips, adding accents, and here's another one. I don't know if I have a page. Nope, they're not. I'm running out of things to put behind it. I guess I could put this, put this here, I suppose. So here's one that I've done with Let It Snow. And then I did this one. I have another one. Oh, here it is. Using old scraps of paper that I have. And then this one is a little bit more Christmassy. And I also added on most of these, I don't know if you could see the sparkle, some stickles, and also splattered some white paint to give it the snow effect with some stickles on those. And this one here, I put stickles on the snowflakes here. And then this one was just an experiment to try. I had this page that looks like wood, and when I turned it sideways to make a tuck spot or a pocket, I used some of my washi that I got that has all of the trees and the reindeer on it. And I just added 2 levels on that, and then it cut out. So that can be put into, well, I have this Christmas journal that I made, if you remember, and not quite finished it, although pretty close. I have some things tucked in here. Let me see if I can find something here. I have so much stuff, believe me. Okay, let's just grab this. So this is also, well, maybe it's not a tuck spot. No, I think I glued it down. It was supposed to be a tuck spot. I guess just decoration now. Anyway, so much for that. And I thought this would be great on a back page this way because it's too wide this way. This one is, I think it's 5 by 4, 4 by 5. Yeah, so I would have to put it this way so that you could tuck in here. And this would look very pretty here where we could just glue down the 3 sides and have it as a tuck spot here. You know, the same with these other ones. That was the whole purpose of making these. I wish I had some birds. I don't have too many birds. And there's another one. It could go here. It could go on another page somewhere, a different color. Could even go here. Yeah. So these were really easy to make and not so intimidating for me because sometimes things are very intimidating. Hold on a second. Okay, let me see. Oops, sorry guys. I'm just going to zoom you out a little bit. I don't know what he's doing upstairs. I think he's exercising or something. It's awful noisy. Okay, so what I did was that on the side, doing some more banging upstairs. Here are some of the stickers that I got from Temu that are in here, and I've also got some extra pieces of strips. Now here, I haven't done these yet. I'll pull them over. I took some Christmas paper that I had, and I just cut it up into strips, different styles, like this one here. Looks like it's a frame, but it's actually the paper, which is kind of cool. I wanted to do a few of these. I've got some music paper, and I've got some more plaids, and then some of these are just cut aparts or whatever that was in the frame. Yeah. Wow, he's noisy upstairs. I hope you can't hear it because it's really, really bad. So I've got different papers, and I wanted to try these with the greens and get some nice. And then, of course, I've got these star ones, and these are just strips that I cut from papers that I wasn't using. And then, of course, some of these stripes here with some words and so on. And so I took it upon myself to give it a try and try different things. Just alrighty, I'm back. So I'll link her channel below so that you can see what she did and how she explained it and so on. But basically, it was, making clusters a different way. And I like this idea. And it doesn't have to be those sizes. They could be smaller, they could be bigger. Oh, I've even got some leftovers from the washi tape. And it doesn't have to be only for Christmas. It can be for any time of year. So what I'll do is, because I've made these in all different patterns, and that's quite light, I could actually make a tag out of this, which I think I will. I can find my, is that the one? Yeah. Find my scissors. I think these would make really cute. So even though I've cut them into different sizes, because they were 12 by 12 and I cut them all up into different sizes, that can easily be a really cool tag where we can put stuff on the back to back it up. These here I thought would make great, here we are. I like to round the corners. Journal cards where we can decorate these. So I kind of took her idea and kind of went a little bit further with what to do with some papers that I haven't used in a long time. This is a really old paper pad. I don't think I have it with me. I think I put it away. And it's all plaids, all different plaids, reds and greens and so on, as you can see here. And here there were different reds, plaids, and so on. So, and this one I think is also going to be a journaling card. Now they have to be backed up, obviously, because they're very, even though it's paper stock, they're a little bit thick. And I'm trying to be quiet because my grandson is playing his games. Daughter-in-law's busy in the other room. And these are just extra pieces here in case I need some green or white or even small pieces to make tags or labels. Yeah, I hope you can't hear them upstairs. And then I've got these strips for you never know when I'm going to need that. But I decided to cut up some of these papers that are not used, that I don't use them. So let's see what we can do with some of these. And I've got more over here that I've cut up into different shapes. I did have them piled up nicely and into the right sizes and so on, but let's put one together just so that you can get an idea of how I created these here. Okay, so as I usually do, I like to round the corners. Is there more than one on here? Feels thick. Oh, it must be just very... Oh, it is two. I knew. I was going to say I didn't think my paper was that thick. So I just give a little bit of rounding on the corners. Kind of like that effect. You can also use your distress ink and you can go around it if you like. Let's do that. Now it's just to pick different ones that might go with it. And it's just a matter of playing. And how thin or how thick you want it. Thick here. And maybe, let's see, do I have a smaller one than that? A smaller one. Of course, I could always use, can always use one of these, but there are already words there. So maybe I'll use this one. That's too much green. So let's go with maybe red. Put a red in there with this. And it's just a matter of deciding how you want to do it. And these can be used for tuck spots that you can put on your page. Or you could also go a little crazy with different patterns. Okay, I'm looking here. Some of the ones that I've already pre-cut. Maybe too much red. And they don't have to be long strips. You can make them square like this. Add, let me see if I can find some other ones that are smaller. Well, I could cut this one up. You could make them like this and then add ephemera to it. You can do whatever. So I don't know why I've got this one out that I wanted to try. Let me see. Maybe put a bunch of plaids together. Did I take it out even? I've got so many little pieces of everything that I could use. Could even bring in the blue, but no. Bring in bells, no. Wonder where the rest of this one is. I love this. Let's put those aside. Definitely not organized today, am I? But you can also switch these around and add something like that. cut them all in a different shape, have it going down like that. Let's do that. Let's do that. And we'll make it, I want to make it 3. So I'm going to cut it 3 1/4 and then cut so that it'll be a 3 by 3. Put that aside. I don't keep any of those little pieces. And you can also use the words, or you could also do this. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And these could be used for different things too. So let us see. Okay, now I haven't rounded these corners. Okay, you could have it up higher, you could have it down lower, you could have it out here. And a trick that she was doing, which I thought was really cool, once you have it placed where you want it, take your pencil, you just make a line so you know where the ink is, and you make a line here and here so you know where you want to line it up. Then you take your glue, and then you can glue this on. Hope you can see me here, sorry. I hope you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then you can take it and fit it right where you want it so that it will be straight. Here we go. And I wish I had another one that wasn't quite so dark. Could also put one of these on here. Could also put one of these on here. And put the snowflakes on there. Let's do that. And I think I would like it to be about here. So again, so I know where to glue. It's I find it's not as stressful as doing it with small little scraps, kind of making these tuck spots kind of cool. And you can either round the corners or not. Okay. So once you've got that cluster together, then you want to take whatever embellishments you've got, stickers, embellishments, whatever, and just play with it to decorate it. You can use these 3Ds, which are kind of fun. I have so many. And you've got reindeer, if you want the reindeer in here. Let's put the reindeer. Let us do that. Just for something different. I'm just adding, it's sticky, but I'm just going to add some more glue. And see, my tweezers out and see how I want to place him. I think we're going to place him right there. Right there. And what else can we do to match that? I'd like a little snow fun. How about just Merry Christmas? I could put so many words on here, but let's just put a Merry Christmas on here. And that way we can hide the joints here. Okay. And we need a little something up here. And that would look nice up there. You know, if you want to use up some of your stickers, you can put these in your journals, in your junk journals. All right, and there's a Merry Christmas. Now something is missing. What could that be? Well, there's snow here. I'm going to be really brave here. I don't want to wreck that page. I'm going to be a little bit brave. Come on. This my white. This is my almost empty white paint. And I have a stick that I use. I wish I had one of those fan brushes that I could use just for sprinkling. And I'm going to add some water to it to make it. I'm doing it over here. I hope you can. Oh, I hope you can see. I'm just putting it on my blue pages here. I'm just watering it down with my spray bottle. And where did you go? I had somewhere. I didn't want to rip off another page, but somewhere in here I have that. Oh, I knew I'd find it. This is my parchment paper that I use. And now I'm just mixing. I'll show you. It's just watered, totally watered down. And I'm just mixing the paint in really, really well. And then sometimes you need more than just doesn't always come out as much as I'd like it to. A brush would be better. The other thing I do is I just take it and do this all over. A little bit thicker, but that's okay. I just think that's a fun idea too. Now I can take my, oh, where are you hiding? My heat gun and brush it until I get better organized here. I'm just going to dry it. Have to be careful too. We don't want to heat up the glue. the glue, the glue. Hope I don't blow a fuse here. I've got so many things on here. Okay, we're going to leave that. And then I've got my stickles if I want to add more. If I want to add a little stickle to some of the just all over the place, just adds a little sparkle. Here and there. Stuff has lasted me forever. I think I've had it for years. Maybe we'll add a little bit there and a little bit right there. Here we go. Just to add a little sparkle to his scarf. And there we have it. A cluster made for a tuck spot. So I'm going to have to let that dry. Stand that up over here. So basically that's all I did with these. Added a little stickle to it, made it a little sparkly, and sprinkled it. So this is one kind of cluster that you can make to make tuck spots for your different journals. We'll just have them in this stash and make different pockets or tuck spots and use up your different stickers and so on. You can do all of that. And again, you don't have to have strips like that. You can make them going up and down. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm just trying to think of something fun. Now, if you're going to make a tuck, you can make it. Okay, so this one's 5. And again, going to round the corners. This looks like candy cane, doesn't it? Candy cane. And I'm going to take my large one. I like the large one. Oops, I got to do another corner here. Well, that's about in the middle. Not perfect, but oops. There we go. I think we did them all. Maybe I did the wrong size. So here's one. Now we can also add pockets. We can add these kind of pockets or this kind of pocket. It's entirely up to you. Or get the stars on here and make this kind of pocket. So let's do that. Probably yelling at me saying, oh no, use this one, oh use that one, oh use this one. I could use this one as well. I like this one. Okay, so this is 5. So I'm going to cut this down to 4. All right. Let's cut it down to 4. Now this is 4 inches wide, and this is 2, so I think we'll make it. No, I think we're going to, we're going to cut this one down. It's at 2 1/4, so we'll make it at 2. We'll make this at 2 inches. And again, I'm going to use my big one. I could use the small one, but let's see if I can get in the middle of this one. roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I think we will do some. Here we are. We'll do a little bit of grunging up the sides. I haven't rounded the corners on that, but I think I'm also going to do this one. Be able to see the little spot there a little better. Okay, so I could leave them square, but nope, I'm going to use the smallest one and just round those corners a little bit. There we go. And that is going to go here. So we'll just glue down the side, across the bottom. And that way we'll have two tuck spots. And try and line up the opening, trying to make it straight. That way when you go to put it, I should keep this handy. When you go to put it in to one of these, whether it goes that way, you could put it that way, but I think we need to decorate it. I don't know, something about it seems to call to me to decorate it. Now, we could put coffee on here, different types of hot chocolates. Maybe just the one on this side. What else have we got? Oh, we got gingerbread. Or we have little gingerbread ones. I kind of like the darker one on here. And what I'm going to do is also distress it so it's not so white, because it does have a white border. So in making clusters and tuck spots and so on, kind of fills the void that I don't have a lot in my stock. I've got a lot of tags, I've got a lot of labels, but I don't have a lot of pre-made clusters, tuck spots, things like that. Okay, we're going to have trouble with this, aren't we? I wonder if we're supposed to do it the opposite way so it will pop up better. I often wondered. There we go. I guess that's what I should have done. I'm going to put that right here. Guess I could have added a little more. Let's see what else we have. Just to jazz it up a little bit. I have so many stickers and fun things. Could have the little truck. Could have a little tag. Could have the reindeer. I'm just looking. I like these mittens. So I think that's what we'll do. Mittens and snowflake and candy canes and hot chocolate. Now, I could have, shall I put it here? I have to be careful because that is a tuck spot. There we go. And you know, anytime you have a little bit of glue. There we go. I think that looks really nice. I could add some stickles on here if I wanted to, just to give it a little snowflake flair. Here we go. It's not coming out very well. There we are. And all we'll do is just spread it around. Spread it around. And a little up here. There we go. So we're going to have a little sparkle on there as well. There we go. There. I don't know if you can see that sparkle or not. Just a little bit. And now we have another for our Christmas journal. So that's what I'm doing today. I kind of got things all put away. I've got 2 or 3 of these Christmas card do-overs, remakes, whatever you want to call them. I've got a couple of them, and I keep coming back to this one because it happens to be handy for me to see. But there's so much I could put in here. You know, I could have even made this a little smaller and stuck it down here, or stick it here. I just hate putting things sideways. This could be cut down a little bit. That would look really nice there. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to take a little bit off. Let's make it straight. We'll take that side off. And we'll take that side off and see if it will fit. Just barely. I think I might take a little bit more off this side. Okay. And I may have to take a little bit more off this side. Now, let's see if that will fit. Yes, Perfect. Should wait for the stickles to dry, but we'll put it in anyway. And we'll put that right to the edge. There we go. And I'll just use this clamp to hold it open so that the stickles can dry. But I think that works out pretty good. You have a little tuck spot here, and you have a little tuck spot here. So that is what I'm doing today. Yeah, just trying different things. Once I started making these, I found myself wanting to do more clusters with various colors, different sizes, making pockets, all kinds of stuff like that. This is another pretty one that I would like. Make a focal point here, on here. Yeah, so that's a really nice little combination. Gotta make my mess. I really like that. I really like that combination. But again, I like the corners rounded. That is me. And I think we'll just do the small ones. And I think we'll make this one a little bit shorter. Yeah. Although the gradient's really nice, I think we'll cut this down to about, I think it's a 6. So maybe we'll cut it down to a 5. I can use that for something else. Yeah. So we've really had a lot of work to do here in the house with getting things. See, now that one is too big, so we're going to cut that one down. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to put in storage. Well, my son put most of his things in storage. I think I might go down a little bit more. But I still have a lot of stuff to put in storage. And we've got it kind of piled up in the hallway until we can get, well, my son's working all week, so we have to wait until we get a truck. I mean, there's no point in me running back and forth with my car, filling it up with 1 or 2 boxes. Oh, needed a drink. So again, I think I'm going to bring that down. I kind of like it there. So let's get that one down. So what have you guys been up to? What have you been doing? I haven't really had a chance to ask any questions. I've been doing so much sorting and packing, and I have a lot of craft supplies, but when you can't find what you're looking for, it is so frustrating. Let's see if we can keep this straight. think it's a little crooked. It'll have to do for now. And this one, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I'm not going to bother measuring this one. I'm just going to put it on. So if you've been doing much Christmas crafting, I wasn't going to do any this year because of the move, because of the, let's see how far I put that glue. Yeah, because I have so much on the go, so many things to do that I just haven't been able to get in here. Now I have a really nice star here, or snowflake rather, that I thought might really go nicely here. So let's add some glue. Even though they're sticky, I still like to add something to it. Let it snow would be really cute to put down here or up here. Sometimes it's best not to think about it, just do it. Just put it down somewhere. The trouble is I like that star. Doesn't quite fit, which means it's going to have to go down here. Oh dear. So I've got to fill that spot with something. I really like this guy here. I could put the snowman in front of the house. And we've got another here, penguin. Kind of like the penguin. We've got a snowman here, so let's see. I think we're going to be using all three of these snowflakes. We'll put a snowflake up here. I like the pink and blue together. I hope you can hear me. I got my window open. My grandson is playing video games. Guy upstairs was doing jumping around. Jump, jump. Exercising, I'm assuming. I kind of like this one here. Yes, I think I will. Just don't think about it. Just do it. Just do it. That's the hard part. It's just try to figure out how you want to decorate it. There we go. Oop. There we go. I like that. I would like another word over here. I do have my word folder beside me with all of these words, but I don't know if any are appropriate. Here's one in glue. Let's see what we have. No such thing as too much candy. I like that. Let's do that. Okay, come on out. Sometimes the wrong ones want to come out. And I'm going to cut it. So it says, there is no such thing. We're going to cut it right there. Add some, since it's already stuck on my finger. Should be using my, I love this thing. And just add this on here. Okay, let's do, whoops, I've got it upside down. Got the wrong glasses on today. I like it a little on an angle. There's no such thing as too much candy. I could have put it up and down on the sides too. There's no such thing as too much candy. There, how is that? That is kind of cute. There's no such thing as too much candy. And again, I can, because there is some sparkle in here, I can add some stickles to some of these beautiful stars and snowflakes, just to give it a little bit of sparkle, especially on the roof of the house, and a little on there. It doesn't take much to add a little stickle here and there. Just gives it a little sparkle. We've already got sparkle over there. There we are. That's enough. There we go. I hope you can see that okay. I don't even know if you've been able to see me the whole time. But sparkle. I hope you can see that sparkle. All right, guys, I'm going to do a few more of these. That's it for me for today. Thanks for joining me. I'm a little bit tired today. I got a lot done last few days, and just thought I'd sit at my craft table and do a few fun things today. And where did I put it? Here we are. And also added this tuck spot. Little tuck spot here. And a little tuck spot here. Yeah, I'm going to leave it open while this dries. It takes a little longer than usual for it to dry. I haven't used my glossy accents in a long time. That takes a long time to dry too. But I like my stickles. So thanks for joining me for today. I'll link BubbleBeeCrafts, I believe is what I said it was. I'll leave her link below because she has a lot of really cool videos that you can check out. She's quite creative. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.